Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin shortly. Please switch off your handphones or put them on silent mode if you haven't done so. We have arranged for official photographers to take photographs of all graduates receiving their diplomas. There is no need to come to the front to take photographs during the ceremony. If you wish to take additional photographs, you may do so after the ceremony at the plaza. I will be inviting you to stand when the academic procession enters and leaves the convention hall. Graduates, please ensure that you have your admission ticket and identity card with you before joining the queue to receive the scroll box on stage. You will be issued with a card, log-on ID, and password as you leave the stage. Please keep the card with you, as you will need it to place your order for photos. Lastly, graduates, graduation is a formal occasion. Please show respect for our guests and fellow graduates in your behavior. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker, Mr. James Pang, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the 55th graduation ceremony of the Singapore Polytechnic. At this 16th and final session, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to graduates from the Singapore Maritime Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker this morning is Mr. James Pang, Managing Director, Business Development and Commercial of Pacific Radiance Limited. Mr. Pang started his career in the banking industry with a stint in a boutique mergers and acquisition firm in Boston. He returned home in 2008 to join the Banking Associate Management Program in the Standard Chartered Bank, Singapore. During his tenure at Standard Chartered, he was responsible for managing client relationships and originating deals with Asian conglomerates under the Global Corporates segment. Key deals include the refinancing of assets owned by publicly listed REITs and land acquisition financing for various SPVs, raising in excess of $800 million for his clients. In his current role at Pacific Radiance, Mr. Pang heads the commercial and business development team and spearheads the group's venture into new markets such as Mexico, Brazil, Africa, and Indonesia. Mr. Pang is also a keen advocate in new technologies that promote higher fuel efficiency, operational safety, and lower operating costs. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. James Pang to deliver the graduation address. Mr. Pang, please.
Mr. Tan Chun Sien, Principal and CEO, Singapore Polytechnic, distinguished guests, parents and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to join you today at Singapore Polytechnic's 55th graduation ceremony to witness the graduates from the Singapore Maritime Academy receive their diplomas in marine engineering, maritime business, and nautical studies. This is accumulation of your hard work throughout the past 3 years at Singapore Polytechnic. I'm sure it's a proud moment for you and for your loved ones, and it's also a time for celebration. My congratulations to all graduates and their loved ones on this milestone occasion. With the diploma you're receiving, this marks the end of your polytechnic education. However, this does not mean that you're done with learning. And in fact, this is just the beginning. For most of you here, you'll be all ready and raring to enter the workforce. I'm sure that the education and training that SMA had provided you would have prepared you well for the exciting maritime industry. However, for some of you, you're already thinking of your universities that you'll be applying to further your studies. For the seafaring graduates from the nautical studies and marine engineering courses, your career paths are set for you, and upgrading is necessary for you to attain your captainship or to be a chief engineer of a ship. But whatever your path may be, stagnation is certainly not an option if you want to achieve your career goals in life. The inspired learner, Singapore Polytechnic has aptly put it as one of its visions for its students and graduates. This vision is also in alignment with national efforts for the lifelong learning and skills upgrading through the Skills Future initiative. Skills Future is a national effort to develop skills for the future as well as to promote career progression based on skills and mastery. which includes the recommendations from the recently concluded Applied Study in Polytechnics and ITE Review Aspire and CET 2020. The Skills Future Framework, recently announced by Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam, will further enhance Polytechnic education through several initiatives such as the Earn and Learn program. It is a work-study program designed to give fresh graduates a head start in their course related to the area of studies through a structured on-the-job training as well as institution-based training. Furthermore, career and academic progression prospects for Polytechnic and ITE graduates will be enhanced through the strengthening of industry linkages to provide work-relevant training for students, as well as to enhance educational and career guidance. CET 2020 aims to transform continuing education and training for a competitive and career-resilient workforce. One of the initiatives of the Skills Futures, as you may know, will provide each Singaporeans aged 25 and above to receive an initial credit of $500 to be used in education and training from next year onwards. Furthermore, education and training subsidies for all Singaporeans aged 40 and above will be enhanced to a minimum of 90% of training costs for courses funded by MOE and WDA. Especially for the maritime industry, additional subsidies are available for most maritime-related courses through the Maritime Cluster Fund, administered by the Maritime Port Authority of Singapore. What this means is that you will now be given the support and resources to take charge of your career planning and lifelong education. Now, I know some of you might think that these schemes may be too far away for your consideration at this juncture, but it wasn't too long ago where I was in a very similar position as you are now, fresh and eager to start carving out my career and determined to see how far I can push myself. 15 years have passed since then, and I still find myself as fresh and as eager because one can never stop learning in today's dynamic world. Unlike you, I majored in economics and finance and started my career in international bank, where I was able to hone my selling and pitching skills being part of a global corporate sales team in Standard Chartered Bank. My role also gave me exposure to managing key client relationships, as I learned from the best how to manage delicate issues with clients, especially in the 2008 Great Financial Crisis. So when my dad invited me to join his company to help him grow the global footprint of the company, I was skeptical. I was honestly very skeptical. Will my time in the bank be considered a waste? Are my skills and knowledge acquired in the past few years transferable? Will I be able to live up to expectation? But more importantly, what does the offshore oil and gas and marine industry have to offer? As it turns out, plenty. Singapore's maritime sector recorded good growth in 2014 despite challenging conditions. Container throughput grew 4% to a record 33.9 million 20-foot equivalent units last year. Vessel arrival tonnage rose 1.9% to 2.37 billion gross tons. Singapore kept its position as the world's top bunkering port, and there were 82.2 million tons of ships under the Singapore flag, making Singapore one of the top 10 shipping registries in the world. Singapore is now home to some 130 shipping companies, and the maritime cluster employs about 170,000 workers and contributes 7% to the Singapore's economy. Needless to say, the marine industry is here to stay, and a small company like Singapore is highly dependent on the international trade. Singapore has always regarded our maritime sector as a critical pillar and will continue to regard our maritime sector as a critical pillar to supporting our economic development. Singapore is also a top player in the global oil and gas drilling units and offshore support vessels. From their humble beginnings as a ship repair center, our local conglomerates, Keppel and Sembcorp, have become renowned names in the global offshore industry. Today, Singapore is the largest manufacturer of jackup rigs and commands about 70% of the world's market share. It has also 70% of the world's market share for the conversion of floating production, storage, and offloading units. The future of the industry remains bright, driven by an insatiable demand for energy from the world. An expert cluster has also developed in Singapore, such as marine-related classification services, maritime law, insurance services, and offshore support services. We have managed to achieve such remarkable progress in the oil and gas sector despite not having a single ounce of oil and gas in our country. Because of this, I firmly believe that Singapore companies in this sector have grown to be one of the most dynamic and global companies in the country, and there are many examples apart from Keppel and Sembcorp that have also made their mark in the world offshore industry. Astra, for example, has one of the largest and most sophisticated subsea construction vessels operating globally. And for Pacific Radiance, we were awarded the Ship Owner of the Year in 2015 by the leading offshore journal, the Offshore Support Journal, for its rapid and successful expansion into markets such as Africa, Brazil, Mexico, and Australia. When I joined in 2011, our company had only 5% of our business outside of Asia. And today, that number has grown to more than 35%. As you can see, I'm no longer a skeptic. SP has indeed contributed much to the Singapore workforce and has remained true to its motto, Berkhidmat dengan keahlian, or simply translated, to serve with skill. The education and training here would have prepared you for the next generation workforce, with technical competencies, industry knowledge, overseas exposure, and character development through purposefully designed curriculum and activities beyond the classroom. With SP's new vision, inspired learners, serve with mastery and caring community, I'm confident that the SP graduates here today are with eager minds, skilled hands, and big hearts, ready to be part of future Singapore workforce. When asked what was the single most important factor that made Singapore successful, Deputy Prime Minister Tharman replied that it's our attitude and mind, our ability to turn our biggest disadvantage to our biggest advantage. It is this attitude and mind that have sculptured the workforce culture we have in Singapore today, which has not only led us to be the leading offshore oil and gas hub in the world, but it's also one of the biggest economic powerhouses in Asia, despite not having any natural resources. It is also this attitude and mind that have led us to find strength in diversity and the drive to relentlessly pursue ways to improve and continuously upgrade ourselves to compete with the best in the world. And my dear graduates, it is this attitude and mind that will find you a place in the best companies in Singapore and globally, and to carve a promising career for you for many years ahead. On this note, I would like to once again congratulate all graduates. I hope you will find fulfilling careers, and I wish you great success in all you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pang. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the presentation of diplomas to the graduates. This morning, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to 329 graduates from the Singapore Maritime Academy. May I now call upon the Director of the Singapore Maritime Academy, Captain Muhammad Saleh bin Ahmad Sawan, to present the diplomas. Captain Saleh, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Marine Engineering.
Gan Su Seong, Ho Chun Kit, Glenn, Jonathan Loy Wei Chen, Aaron Jia Jing Rong, Aaron Michael Fernandez, Afiq bin Hasni, Ahmad Taqiyuddin bin Ahmad Ghazali, Ahmad Zaki Bahajaj bin Shaikh Abu Bakr, Amos Tam Yu Shen, Kasman Lim Kai Hong, Chia Chi Leong Patrick, Chu Wei Xian, Collis Tan Yen Hao, Daniel Lin Mong Zui Go Go, Email Wei Jing, Eugene Ang Mao Jie, Fari bin Sufyan Muhammad Taufik, Faridzwan bin Mahyuddin, Go Chiu Yi Elizabeth, Hong Xiang Lin, Ifa Mardia binti Muhammad Zaini, Jasmine Cheng Yik Hong, Johan bin Ramli, Kwek Chin Hong Amos, Lai Chun Hong, Li Ren Xiang, Liu Jun Hao, Lim Wei Ming, Lim Yang Jin, Lo Tan Yao Marcus, Mark Wayne Jacob, Melvin Tan Chi Wei, Mikhail Riyad Muhammad Rizwan, Muhammad Daniel bin Azmi, Mong Chun Hao, Muhammad Amirul Haris bin Zainal, Muhammad Fadli bin Jamil, Muhammad Faris bin Haji, Muhammad Firdaus bin Selamat, Muhammad Haikal bin Khalid, Muhammad Haziq bin Muhammad Yaqub, Muhammad Hidayat bin Nurazman, Muhammad Nur Muhaimin bin Muhammad Qasim, Muhammad Nur Said bin Muhammad Zain, Muhammad Shafiq bin Yunus, Muhammad Riyaz bin S. Shamsuddin, Nasharuddin Akmal bin Shaul Hamid, Navindran Thomas, Nevin Go Jing Tao, Ng Ming Kwang, Nur Shafiq bin Jalal, Nur Hazira binti Rizwan, Nur Sabrina binti Muhammad Shamsi, Nur Shazwani binti Muhammad Julaili, O Cheng Shing, Oka Min, Ong Wen Chi, Fo Pie Nian Chan, Sarvin Selvakumar, Sebastian Tan Zi Xian, Shannon Chua Rui Yang, Sean Lim Chun Wei, Sim Chun Wei Gerald, Siti Naziha Shazwani binti Amir, Sohendra Zulkarnain bin Sukianto, Suntareswaran Jayasanda, Tan Hui Min Geraldine, Tan Yen Jie, Tae Junming Dominic, Ti Tiam Hock, Wang Peng Xiang, Wang Yitian, Wang Junsen, Yo Jieming, Ziki Runi Suwadi bin Abdul Latif,
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Maritime Business.
Aloysius Peng Wei Kiet, Ang Xuanyi Edwina, Angelia Ong Shu Hui, Chi Hui Ling, Chua Sin Yi, Niu Zilin Stella, Ng Jun Hao, Rachel Tan Hui Chen, Akbar Ali Muhammad Ajmer Khan, Eldin Yap Yi Wang, Alexia Tay Jia Yen, Amira binti Muhammad Sualman, Amirul Hazik bin Ismail, Amirul Mukminin bin Alfian, Amirul Mutakin bin Aduka, Amna Ayub, Ang Pei Wan, Bernice Niu Jiaying, Chai Lin, Chan Zikang, Chi Wei Chao Nicholas, Chen Biao, Chia Hui Xuan, Chua Yue Ting, Chua Ziyong. Cornelius Jerome Prabhu Elanselvan. Daniel Afik bin Ismail. Daniel Chia Kwang Sin. Era Mastura binti Ahmad. Esme Lim Hui Shan. Fong Shao Hing Eldrick. Go Chin Hao. Go Pei Chi. Go Shu Xian. Heidi Li Hui Yi. Heng Jing Ting. Heng Sheng Li Donovan. Hyung Chui Ting Ivy. Ho Ka Kit. Hao Bingshen Nicholas. Huam Jiaming. Janessa Gan Zhen Yi. Javier Hu Hongxuan. Zhong Guang Hyuk. Jocelyn Wu Shi. Kakinuma Alicia. Catherine Po Shihui. Ke Wan Sin. Ku Ling Ching. Ko Bun Jian. Ko Yi Hua. Kam Chi Heng. Lai Johnson. Lai Yin Mint. Lao Junwei. Lao Yunying. Li Chuhua. Li Huilin. Li Peishin. Li Yeling. Leong Le Wei, Leong Wan Shan, Liao Jie Yi, Liao Tianning, Li Meiting, Li Ye, Li Yiqing, Liao Jiehui, Lim Kin Yao, Paul, Lim Shangqi, Sherlin, Lim Ziqin, Loi Bin, Mandy Yip, Mafika binti Muhammad Mahfuz, Meng Xin Yi, Muhammad Hafirul bin Zulkarnain, Muhammad Shafiq bin Muhammad Samri, Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Razif, Muhammad Fahmi bin Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Faiz Rushidi bin Kamal Arifin, Muhammad Irfan bin Muhammad Noor, Muhammad Nazir bin Jelani, Muhammad Shafiq bin Said Johari, Muhammad Shahidin bin Razali, Munira binti Abdul Qasim, Nazura binti Abdul Muttalib, Niu Yongfa, Neti Amalia binti Isnin, Ng Jinhui Daryl, Ng Yong King Dennis, Nicholas Tang Wei Han, Nicole Tan Zi Shan, Nigel Neo Wei Han, Noratika binti Aziz, Nurafika binti Kirodin, Nur Alia binti Abdul Rahman, Nur Malina binti Majid, Nur Nakiba binti Osman, Nur Lydia binti Yazid, Nurul Ashura binti Azan, Nurul Fateha binti Rosli, Nurulain binti Ahmad, Ong Yen Ting, Pai Hong Kun, Pang Hui Hui, Paramaswari Sakti Valu, Po Min Yuen, Putri Nur Umaira binti Abdullah Sani, Putri Nadzira binti Rosli, Kwer Pei Chi, Ryan Kalmani bin Sukir, S. Rutra, Sabrina Jit Kaur Jagjit Singh, Xiao Man Leong Royston, Serene Wong Si Ling, Sri Mardiana binti Johari, Sharifa binti Saru, Xia Ping Fan, Sianturi Ian Putra Panungkunan, Siti Haja binti Abdul Rahman Baubet, Siti Khalisha binti Mokhtar, Siti Maisara binti Suwadi, Siti Shamila binti Muhammad Hussein, Sang Shi Hui, Suhaila Begum binti Abdul Rahim, Sunit Bomik, Surya Malati binti Nordin, Shazira binti Abdullah, Tan Guan Hong, Tan Si Hui, Teo Jia Sheng, Teo Ting Wei, Terry Hao Wei Yang, Wee Jia Jun Daniel, Wee Sok Hui Samantha, Wenson Kyo Chi Hien, Wong Chao Dick Charles, Sienyi Dusadideko Alicia, Su Kai De,
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Nautical Studies.
Billy Chia Ming Hao, Abdul Fattah bin Shaikh Ahmad, Abdul Rahman bin Nurahim, Abdullah Rahman bin Muhammad Huzaini, Ahmad Sufyan bin Muhammad Nasir, I Kain So Ken, Chua Peng Siang Kenny, Chua Min En, Han Ming Cho Vince, Ho Yi Hao, Khairudi Izwan Putra Malik, Luin Ko U, Mo Kain Tun Naum, Muhammad Sharizad bin Muhammad Saleh, Muhammad Ashraf Ali Abdul Kafur, Monirul Hope, Muhammad Azhari bin Muhammad H, Muhammad Faris bin Muhammad Noor, Muhammad Khairi bin Sapari, Muhammad Luqman bin Zaini, Muhammad Mahathir bin Khamis, Muhammad Nur Hakim bin Burhan, Muhammad Safwan bin Ahmad Jamil, Muhammad Shahwan bin Saleh, Neo Siu Hao, Nur Ashidik bin Sukarto, Nur Shakila binti Ahmad Sukri, Ong Hui Shen, Po Wei Shen Xavier, Ravinpal Singh Sandhu, Shazatulain binti Nartino, Tan Teng Han, Vinod Devanaran, Wong An Lung Aaron, Ye Miet So,
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the list of graduates from the Singapore Maritime Academy. Thank you, Captain Saleh. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the prizes to our graduates for their excellent academic performance. May I invite Mr. Goh Teck Poh, member of the Singapore Polytechnic Board of Governors, to present the following prizes. Mr. Goh, please. From the Diploma in Marine Engineering, the Sam Cobb Marine Prize, Benedict Wong Chun Yuan. The Sam Cobb Marine Prize and the Society of Naval Architects and Marine Engineers Prize, Lim Wei Jie. The Smith Prize, the Sam Cobb Marine Prize, and the Singapore Maritime Officers Union Prize, Nicholas Ng Jin. The Neptune Ship Management Services Prize and the Sam Cobb Marine Prize, Fei Song Wei. The Maersk Tankers Singapore Prize and the Sam Cobb Marine Prize, Sheikh Riza Shahid bin Sheikh Anwar. From the Diploma in Maritime Business course, the Pacific International Lines Prize, the Vantage Ship Brokers Prize, and the Vroon Offshore Services Prize, Chan Si Yun. The Pac Marine Services Prize, Cho Kong Teng. The Fast Start Shipping Prize, Larry Teh Wo Yi. The Freight Links Logistics Prize, Michelle Xian Chen Yi. the Bourbon Offshore Asia Prize and the Vrun Offshore Services Prize, Nadia Binti Mohammad Yunus. The SourceGuru.com Prize, the Vantage Ship Brokers Prize, and the Vrun Offshore Services Prize, Wei Gang Ru. From the Diploma in Nautical Studies course, the Schmidt Prize, Lim Kang Wen. That concludes the presentation of prizes. Thank you, Mr. Goh. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present medals to our top graduates for excelling in their courses of study. May I invite Mr. James Pang, Managing Director, Business Development and Commercial of Pacific Radiance Limited, to present the medals. Mr. Pang, please. From the Diploma in Marine Engineering course, the Society of Naval Architects and Marine Engineers Silver Medal, the Keppel Offshore and Marine Prize, and the Samcorp Marine Prize are awarded to Ng Eng Chong. The Samcorp Marine Gold Medal, the Keppel Offshore and Marine Prize, the Singapore Maritime Employers Federation Prize, the Singapore Maritime Officers Union Prize, and the Institution of Engineers Gold Medal are awarded to Sun Bo Wen. From the Diploma in Maritime Business course, the Singtel Maritime Satellite Silver Medal, the PSA Corporation Prize, the SourceGuru.com Prize, and the Vrun Offshore Services Prize are awarded to Lim Hui Sien. The following graduate was awarded the Chua Chua Tek Gold Medal at the first session of the graduation ceremony. Today, the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore Gold Medal, the Jardine Shipping Services Prize, the Singapore Maritime Employers Federation Prize, and the Singapore Maritime Officers Union Prize are awarded to Aaron Goh Chao Rong. From the Diploma in Nautical Studies course, the Neptune Ship Management Services Silver Medal and the Singapore Maritime Employers Federation Prize are awarded to Ki Dun Hua. That concludes the presentation of course medals. Thank you, Mr. Pang. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the valedictory speech this morning is Aaron Goh Chao Rong, a graduate of the Diploma course in Maritime Business. May I now call upon Aaron to deliver the farewell address on behalf of the new graduates. Aaron, please.
A very good morning to our guest speaker, Mr. James Pang, Principal and CEO, Mr. Tan Chun Xian, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to address you here today. I am sure many of you will agree that time flies. It only just seems like yesterday when I first started my SMA journey together with many of you at our freshman orientation camp. The familiar faces here today remind me of the good times we had during the camp and the friendships we forged. Like many of you, I was enticed to join the maritime industry as the incentives are very rewarding. One key factor when I decided on the course to enroll in was the monetary incentive. Ka-ching! However, as we approach the end of our SP adventure, I think you will agree that there is so much more to the maritime sector than just financial incentives. The late Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States, once said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." No doubt in SP, we have gained the necessary knowledge and skills needed to succeed through relevant involvement in our respective fields. The intensive training we have received can be summed up by our internship experiences. For me, the journey from Singapore to Brunei on board STS Pallada broadened my perspective. My interaction and activities with the Russian cadets and crew taught me to learn with an open mind and to become more of a global thinker. The experience was priceless, and I finally understood what it means to sail. I also came to truly appreciate the hard work of our lecturers, most of whom are captains with a wealth of maritime experience. On this note, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our lecturers, parents, and friends, as well as everyone who has guided us to where we are today. Thank you for being our lighthouse, for guiding us, yet allowing us to steer our own ships. Your relentless support has enabled us to truly embody SP's mission, to be life-ready, work-ready, and world-ready. Let me leave you with this thought: time and tide wait for no man. So, as we chart a new course on our life's journey, may we always remember to catch that tide, seize every good opportunity, and sail on ahead to achieve our dreams. Congratulations, SMA graduates of 2015.
Thank you, Aaron. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony is now closed. May I invite all to stand. The procession groups will now leave the convention hall. Thank you for your patience. Please join us for the tea reception at the plaza outside the convention center. May I invite parents and guests to leave the convention center first. Please ensure that you have all your belongings. Have a good day.